Hello, friend. Today we're just going to have a quick look at relationships and understanding how when we look at a companionship chart, we can see that it's just mechanical, and really there is to be no blame in a relationship because it just is what it is. The person you're with has particular mechanics and you have particular mechanics. And it's all about acceptance. And that's the beautiful part of human design, is that human design really teaches us about acceptance. It's not about change, it's about acceptance. It is about awakening. So if you want to consider awakening a change, you can. So when we look at the mechanical piece of this, so this is myself and my husband. So what happens is when we take my husband's design and my design and we bring it together, we get a new auric field that is created. When we take a look at that mechanical structure, there is no more blame. Again, it's about acceptance or not. Because I hold this energy field, he holds this energy field. I can't go in and, erase something out of his and put it in mine or vice versa. You hold the energy that you hold. We all have limitations. We all have a particular instrument to use to play our magic from. And unfortunately, we see how deep the conformity is in our world, and everybody wants to be the same. And human design is saying, no, we are completely unique beings. So use your completely unique instrument and play the beauty of your note. So how do we connect? So there's a few ways that we connect, and this is a real simplistic look at a relationship chart. But what I'm going to do is next I'll just kind of go over ours just so that you can see it. And again, there's so many aspects that there's courses and courses and courses that teach relationship dynamics. So a few of the simplistic ways that we connect through what we call compromise. So this is the most challenging part of a relationship, because what happens is you'll have a gate and the other person will have the entire chart. So let's just go forward now. In the example of myself and my husband, we don't have that in our dynamic. But let's just say for, shits and giggles. So let's just say he has the 48th gate and I would have the whole 1648. So what happens here is that, my husband's always going to, if this was the case of a compromise, he would always feel like there was something that he was missing. And also, I could also feel that there's something is missing, because I can do all of this. I have that energy. Why doesn't he? So again, it's all about acceptance and being able to see the mechanical, view of this. So the electromagnetic. This is where the real, attraction and repulsion, this is where the spark is in the relationship. You have a gate on one end of a channel, your partner has the gate on the other end of the channel, and this creates the full channel. And this really is where the attraction and repulsion can come in. And for myself and my husband, he has the 46, I have the 29. This is what we call an electromagnetic. He has the 11, I have the 56. Again, another electromagnetic connection. Dominance. This is how, you know the other and how the other knows you. So this is where you have a full channel and the other person has nothing, or the other person has a full channel and you don't have anything in that particular channel. So again, as an example, so Ken has this full channel here, the channel of the prodigal. I don't have any gate hanging there. I don't have any of it. So I know this to be him. I know this to be him. You know, he's here to, oh man, he hears all kinds of crazy stories. Like, people will just meet him and they will tell him the most amazing, in-depth, you know, private information about themselves. It's amazing what he hears. And he's here to be that prodigal, to hear, to listen, to witness all of those stories and all of those experiences, and then, you know, be able to retreat and assimilate them how he needs to assimilate them. And I know that is him. That's him. Where myself, I have the channel of maturation. And this channel of maturation, you know, is all about cycles, begin and middle, begin and middle. Ken doesn't have any of that. So he knows me as that. He knows me as the one that can get the fire started, you know, get whatever the new experience, get it on the go, and then I can end that experience for us as well, or allow for the universe to naturally end it. But he knows that. And, you know, he doesn't have the strength of being able to really, you know, start a task or finish a task. It's very difficult for him because it's not an energy that he holds. And it's about acceptance for me. Yes, does it drive me crazy? It kind of does. Because I'm like, well, I can do all of this. But I know mechanically that that's not an energy that he holds. He's gaining wisdom about it, but it's not an energy that's innate and natural for him. So it's about acceptance. And then the last one is companion. So you both actually would have the exact same chart, or the exact same, channel in your chart. So, you know, maybe it is the channel of sensitivity, and both people have that. It kind of feels like home. It kind of feels like there's a contentment there, that because it's the same. So there's no push, there's no pull. You both bring that strength to the relationship. So simplistically, that's one of the ways that we look at a relationship chart. Now, of course, this goes, you know, right down into the nuances of, like, what's the profile, right? I'm a 1-3, Ken's a 6-2. So our 3 and our 6, there's a harmony there, or a resonance. And we can understand that with each other. But the 1 and the 2, that's something that there's a dissonance there. So it's kind of foreign to both of us, that piece of that other person. So, you know, he wants to hermit, and he's got all these natural abilities. People need to, you know, they come along and they call him out on that. And for me, I love to, you know, study and research. I'm a perpetual student. I've been in class since, you know, since kindergarten, since 5 years old. I've been taking courses, taking classes, and I'm 43, and I'll probably do it till I die, because it intrigues me and it completely repulses him. So it's really interesting to see how he doesn't get parts of me and I don't get parts of him, but it doesn't matter. Then we look at, the relationship rhyme, 6 and 3, better to be free. So there is 6 defined centers in our relationship aura and 3 that are open or undefined. And what's healthy for us is that we actually do things separately. We don't always have to be together. It's not about doing everything together. It really is about having a very free-flowing relationship. There's lots of, information coming in through these centers, and there's also information flowing out through those centers. And, people feel like they can interact with Ken and I as a couple. And then, of course, we go into things like, color, we go into tone, we go into the nodes and your movement. And then we can just take a look at things like the planetary placements, right? So what's the truth and transformation happening? So those kind of things. So it's very, it's very mechanical, yet very enlightening. And what's really critical is that each person has their own personal human design reading done on their own personal charts prior to any kind of relationship chart. Because without honoring and trusting self first and accepting self first, it's pretty hard to accept the other and have no blame. So it really is about, the having your own individualized charts and then coming together in a relationship chart and seeing where the nuances are, seeing where the challenges are, seeing that, oh, okay, so life's looking a little bit different for him in his environment than my environment. And that's okay. That's okay. Or, our the dissonance of our profile, just being able to see it, I am already aware of that. And then when you can see it mechanically, it's like, oh, okay, so it is there. It's nothing that needs to be changed. So that's the beautiful part of relationships. And again, very simplistic, easy look at a relationship chart just so that you can get an idea. But if you want to look further into your individualized charts, into your relationship charts, definitely would love to be able to sit down with you and share this information. I think this is the best coaching tool, the best counseling tool, best consulting tool, maybe a little biased, but the mind can't get in the way because the information that we use to pull these charts comes from your birth data, comes from your chemical DNA structure. And because of that, there's no surveys to fill out. There's none of that, right? Because as soon as we start doing that, of course, the not self mind wants to get involved and tell a bunch of bullshit. And in a relationship, chart through human design can't happen. There is no bullshit because it is based off of your chemical structure. So, if having a coaching session around this is something that intrigues you, definitely get a hold of me and we can do that. So thank you very much for your time.